சன் ஜேஜஸ் ஆதி பொதுஅறிவு சார்ந்த ஒரு யூடியூப் சேனலாகும். இந்த பாடத்திற்கான கேள்வி பதிலை டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் பாக்ஸில் கொடுத்துள்ளேன், சரிபார்த்துக் கொள்ளவும். அத்துடன் எனது சேனல்களின் இணைப்பும் உள்ளது.
One. The first computer made available for commercial use was 1. Maniac, 2. ENIAC, 3. UNIVAC, 4. EDSAC, 2. Malthusian theory of population explored the relationship between 1. Food supply and technology, 2. Food supply and population growth, 3. Population growth and development, 4. Optimum growth and resources, 3. Economic development depends on 1. Natural resources, 2. Capital formation, 3. Size of the market, 4. All of the above, 4. Human Development Index was developed by 1. Amartya Sen, 3. Friedman, 2. Mahbub-ul Haq, 4. Montek Singh, 5. The Great Depression occurred during 1. 1914 to 18, 2. 1929 to 34, 3. 1939 to 45, 4. 1922 to 26, 6. The worldwide Great Depression took place in 1. 1936, 2. 1929, 3. 1928, 4. 1930, 7. An economic theory is a/an 1. Axiom, 2. Proposition, 3. Hypothesis, 4. Tested hypothesis, 8. The hypothesis that rapid growth of per capita income will be associated with a reduction in poverty is called 1. Trickle-down hypothesis, 2. Trickle-up hypothesis, 3. U-shaped hypothesis, 4. Poverty estimation hypothesis, 9. Take-off stage in an economy means 1. Steady growth begins. 2. Economy is stagnant. 3. Economy is about to collapse. 4. All controls are removed. 10. Gross national product, depreciation allowance equals 1. Per capita income, 2. Gross domestic product, 3. Personal income, 4. Net national product, 11. The business in stock markets and other securities markets is regulated, 1. Securities and Exchange Board of India, 2. Sole Trade and Exchange Bank of India, 3. State and Exchange Bank of India, 4. Stock and Exchange Bank of India, 12. Liberalism stands for 1. Religious orthodoxy, 2. A movement and an attitude, 3. Self-emancipation, 4. Freedom in social, political, and economic aspects, 13. The difference in the value of visible exports and visible imports is called 1. Balance sheet of items, 2. Balance of payments, 3. Balance of trade, 4. Balance of account, 14. Which of the following best indicates economic growth of a nation? 1. Agriculture income, 2. Per capita income, 3. Gross industrial production, 4. Inflation, 15. Which is the parameter for the economic development? 1. Per capita monetary income, 2. National income, 3. Per capita rural income, 4. Population, 16. The supply-side economics lays greater emphasis on 1. Producer, 2. Global economy, 3. Consumer, 4. Middleman growth, 17. Sectoral distribution of GDP index measures _ 1. Agriculture development of a country, 2. Economic development of a country, 3. Social development of a country, 4. Socio-economic development of a country, 1. How the interest level of a country is affected by FDI. 1. Increases, 2. Decreases, 3. Remains unaffected, 4. There is increase or decrease, 2. If people's income of a country is denoted in a curved line space that it has increased, then what does it denote? 1. The income is increasing, 2. the income is decreasing. 3. Dissimilarity is decreasing in income distribution. 4. Dissimilarity in income distribution is increasing. 3. A financial instrument is called a primary security if it represents the liability of 1. Some ultimate borrower. 2. The Government of India. 3. A primary cooperative bank. 4. A commercial bank. 4. Indirect tax means 1. There is not direct relationship between the taxpayer and the government. 2. Direct relationship between taxpayer and the government. 3. Tax base is income. 4. The incidence and impact are on the same person on whom tax is imposed. 5. Which one of the following is not an example of indirect tax? 1. Sales tax. 2. Excise duty. 3. Customs duty. 4. Expenditure tax. 6. Interest on public debt is a part of 1. Transfer payments by the enterprises. 2. Transfer payments by the government. 3. National income. 4. Interest payments by households. 7. A tax is characterized by horizontal equity if its liability is 1. Proportional to the income of taxpayers. 2. Similar for taxpayers in similar circumstances. 3. Proportional to the expenditure of taxpayers. 4. The same for every taxpayer. 8. What does a leasing company provide? 1. Machinery and capital equipment on hire. 2. Legal guidance in establishing an enterprise. 3. Office accommodation on hire. 4. Technical consultancy and experts for a fee. 9. Buoyancy of a tax is defined as 1. Percentage increase in tax revenue / percentage increase in tax base. 2. Increase in tax revenue / percentage increase in tax coverage. 3. Increase in tax revenue / increase in tax base. 4. Percentage increase in tax revenue / increase in tax coverage. 10. What is referred to as depository services? 1. A new scheme of fixed deposits. 2. A method of regulating stock exchanges. 3. An agency for safekeeping of securities. 4. An advisory service to investors. 11. The existence of a parallel economy or black money. 1. Makes the economy more competitive. 2. Makes the monetary policies less effective. 3. Ensures a better distribution of income and wealth. 4. Ensures increasing productive investment. 12. An economy is in equilibrium when 1. Planned consumption exceeds planned saving. 2. Planned consumption exceeds planned investment. 3. Intended investment equals intended investment. 4. Intended investment exceeds intended savings. 13. The incidence of sales tax falls on 1. Consumers. 2. Wholesale dealers. 3. Retail dealers. 4. Producers. 14. Government securities are considered liquid because they are 1. Backed by the government treasury. 2. Convertible into other types of saving deposits. 3. Quickly and easily marketable. 4. Stable in value. 15. State which of the following is correct. The Consumer Price Index reflects 1. The standard of living. 2. The extent of inflation in the prices of consumer goods. 3. The increasing per capita income. 4. The growth of the economy. 16. What are the main components of basic social infrastructure of an economy? 1. Education, industry, and agriculture. 2. Education, health, and civil amenities. 3. Transport, health, and banks. 4. Industry, trade, and transport. 17. Basic infrastructure facilities in economics are known as 1. Human capital. 2. Physical capital. 3. Social overheads capital. 4. Working capital. 18. Evaluating all the options to find out most suitable solution to business problems is interdisciplinary activities. It is called 1. Professional research. 2. Management research. 3. Operational research. 4. Commercial research. 19. Deficit financing is an instrument of 1. Monetary policy, 2. Credit policy, 3. Fiscal policy, 4. Tax policy. 20. Interest on public debt is part of 1. Transfer payments by the enterprises, 2. Transfer payments by the government, 3. National income, 4. Interest payments by households. 21. Which of the following taxes is such which does not cause rise in price? 1. Import duty, 2. Income tax, 3. Octroi, 4. Sales tax. 22. Who among the following has suggested tax on expenditure? 1. Dalton, 2. Calder, 3. Musgrave, 4. Gautam Mathur. 23. Excise duty on a commodity is payable with reference to its 1. Production, 2. Production and sale, 3. Production and transportations, 4. Production, transportation, and sale. 24. Which of the following is not viewed as national debt? 1. Life insurance policies, 2. Long-term government bonds, 3. National savings certificates, 4. Provident fund. 25. What is value-added tax, VAT? 1. A simple, transparent, easy-to-pay tax imposed on consumers. 2. A new initiative taken by the government to increase the tax burden of high-income groups. 3. A single tax that replaces state taxes like surcharge, turnover tax, etc. 4. A new tax to be imposed on the producers of capital goods. 26. What is referred to as depository services? 1. A new scheme of fixed deposits. 2. A method for regulating stock exchanges. 3. An agency for safekeeping of securities. 4. An advisory service to investors. 27. The interest rate policy is a component of 1. Fiscal policy, 2. Monetary policy, 3. Trade policy, 4. Direct control. 28. A mixed economy works primarily through the 1. Market mechanism, 2. Central allocative machinery, 3. Market mechanism regulated by government policy, 4. Market mechanism guided by government participation and planning. 29. When a large number of investors in a country transfer investments elsewhere because of disturbed economic conditions, it is called 1. Transfer of capital, 2. Escape of capital, 3. Outflow of capital, 4. Flight of capital. 30. Golden handshake scheme is associated with 1. Inviting foreign companies, 2. Private investment in public enterprises, 3. Establishing joint enterprises, 4. Voluntary retirement. 31. Industrial exit policy means 1. Forcing foreign companies to leave India, 2. Forcing business units to move out of congested localities, 3. Allowing manufacturers to shift their line of products, 4. Allowing business units to close down. 32. Capital formation in an economy depends on 1. Total income, 2. Total demand, 3. Total savings, 4. Total production. 33. If the tax rate increases with the higher level of income, it shall be called 1. Proportional tax, 2. Progressive tax, 3. Lump sum tax, 4. Regressive tax. 34. New capital issue is placed in 1. Secondary market, 2. Gray market, 3. Primary market, 4. Black market. 35. Which of the following is the classification of industries on the basis of raw materials? 1. Small scale, large scale, 2. Primary and secondary, 3. Basic and consumer, 4. Agro-based and mineral-based. 36. Which one of the following items is not included in the current account of India's balance of payments? 1. Short-term commercial borrowings, 2. Non-monetary gold movements, 3. Investment income, 4. Transfer payments. 37. In India, disguised unemployment is generally observed in 1. The agricultural sector, 2. The factory sector, 3. The service sector, 4. All these sectors. 38. Excise duty on a commodity is payable with reference to its 1. Production, 2. Production and sale, 3. Production and transportation, 4. Production, transportation, and sale. 39. Which of the following taxes is not collected by the central government? 1. Income tax, 2. Customs duty, 3. Professional tax, 4. Excise duty. 40. The permission given to a bank customer to draw checks in excess of his current account balance is called 1. A personal loan, 2. An ordinary loan, 3. Discounting a bill of exchange, 4. An overdraft. 41. Which of the following is not considered as national debt? 1. National savings certificates, 2. Long-term government bonds, 3. Insurance policies, 4. Provident fund. 42. Disinvestments is 1. Offloading of shares of private companies to government, 2. Offloading of government shares to private companies, 3. Increase in investment, 4. Closing down of business concerns. 43. A short-term government security paper is called 1. Share, 2. Debenture, 3. Mutual fund, 4. Treasury bill. 44. The existence of a parallel economy or black money, 1. Makes the economy more competitive, 2. Makes the monetary policies less effective, 3. Ensures a better distribution of income and wealth, 4. Ensures increasing productive investment. 45. In the context of the stock market, IPO stands for 1. Immediate payment order, 2. Internal policy obligation, 3. Initial public offer, 4. International payment obligation. 46. Disinvestment in public sector is called 1. Liberalization, 2. Globalization, 3. Industrialization, 4. Privatization. 47. The government set up a committee headed by the chairman, Central Board of Direct Taxes some time back to go into 1. Codification of tax laws, 2. The entire structure of tax laws including the question of imposition of bank tax, 3. The concerns of the foreign investors in India with regard to taxation matters, 4. Aspects of generation of black money, its transfer abroad and bringing back such money into India's legitimate financial system. 48. What is dual pricing? 1. Wholesale price and retail pricing, 2. Pricing by agents and pricing by retailers, 3. Price fixed by government and price in open market, 4. Daily prices and weekly prices. 49. A mixed economy refers to an economic system where 1. The economy functions with foreign collaboration, 2. Only the private sector operates under government control, 3. Both the government and the private sectors operate simultaneously, 4. No foreign investment is allowed. 50. A black market is a situation wherein 1. Goods are loaded by the producers, 2. Goods are sold secretly, 3. Goods are sold at prices higher than what is fixed by the government, 4. Goods are made available, sold, only after there is a rise in prices. 51. The canons of taxation were propounded by 1. Edwin Cannon, 2. Adam Smith, 3. J. M. Keynes, 4. Dalton. 52. Beyond a certain point deficit financing will certainly lead to 1. Inflation, 2. Deflation, 3. Recession, 4. Economic stagnation. 53. In public budgets, zero-base budgeting was first introduced in 1. USA, 2. UK, 3. France, 4. Sweden. 54. The sale proceeds of government bonds come under the budget head of 1. Revenue receipts, 2. Current expenditure, 3. Capital outlay, 4. Capital receipts. 55. The tax levied on gross sales revenue from business transactions is called 1. Turnover tax, 2. Sales tax, 3. Capital gains tax, 4. Corporation tax. 56. Ad valorem tax is levied, 1. According to value added by the government. 2. According to value addition to a commodity. 3. According to value given by producers. 4. According to value added by the Finance Ministry. 57. Parallel economy emerges due to 1. Tax avoidance, 2. Tax evasion, 3. Tax compliance, 4. Tax estimation. 58. Underwriting refers to 1. Underestimation, 2. Underselling, 3. Winding up the business, 4. An act of insuring risk. 59. The incidence of tax refers to 1. Who pays the tax? 2. Who bears the burden of tax? 3. How taxes can be shifted? 4. Who transfers the tax burden? 60. Core industries are 1. Basic industries, 2. Consumer goods industries, 3. Capital goods industries, 4. Government industries. 61. Interest paid by the government on the loans raised is called 1. Debt servicing, 2. Deficit financing, 3. Discounted budgeting, 4. Bridge loan. 62. In an economy, the sectors are classified into public and private on the basis of 1. Employment conditions, 2. Nature of economic activities, 3. Ownership of enterprises, 4. Use of raw materials. 63. The best index of economic development is provided by 1. Growth in per capita real income from year to year. 2. Growth in national income at current prices. 3. Growth in savings ratio. 4. Improvement in the balance of payments position. 64. Which one of the following is not a canon of taxation according to Adam Smith? 1. Canon of certainty, 2. Canon of simplicity, 3. Canon of convenience, 4. Canon of economy. 65. Indirect taxes by nature are 1. Digressive, 2. Regressive, 3. Progressive, 4. Proportional. 66. Taxation is a tool of 1. Monetary policy, 2. Fiscal policy, 3. Price policy, 4. Wage policy. 67. Which one of the following is the most appropriate reason for inequalities in income? 1. Racial factors, 2. Lack of opportunities, 3. Inheritance from family environment, 4. Differences in ability. 68. Which one of the following is not included in current revenue of the Union government? 1. Tax revenue, 2. Non-tax revenue, 3. Loans, 4. Interest payments. 69. Which one of the following is a direct tax? 1. Sales tax, 2. Excise tax, 3. Wealth tax, 4. Entertainment tax. 70. Custom duty is an instrument of 1. Monetary policy, 2. Foreign trade policy, 3. Industrial policy, 4. Fiscal policy. 71. The new economic policy was introduced by 1. Lenin, 2. Stalin, 3. Kerensky, 4. Khrushchev. 72. Functional finance is associated with 1. Adolf Warner, 2. Adam Smith, 3. Adams, 4. Abba P. Lerner. 73. Gold is mainly related to 1. Local market, 2. National market, 3. International market, 4. Regional market. 74. Value added means value of 1. Output at factor cost, 2. Output at market prices, 3. Goods and services less depreciation, 4. Goods and services less cost of intermediate goods and services. 75. Forced savings refer to 1. Reduction of consumption consequent to a rise in prices, 2. Taxes on individual income and wealth. 3. Compulsory deposits imposed on income taxpayers. 4. Provident fund contribution of private sector employees. 76. Which of the following is an indirect tax? 1. Capital gains tax. 2. Excise duty. 3. Wealth tax. 4. Estate duty. 77. Taxes on professions can be levied by 1. State government only. 2. Both by state and union government. 3. By panchayats only. 4. Union government only. 78. A part of national debt known as external debt is the amount 1. Borrowed by its citizens from abroad. 2. Lent by its citizens to foreign governments. 3. Borrowed by its government from abroad. 4. Lent by its government to foreign government. 79. The non-expenditure costs which arise when the producing firm itself owns and supplies certain factors of production are 1. Explicit costs. 2. Original costs. 3. Implicit costs. 4. Replacement costs. 80. Which of the following subjects does not figure in the concurrent list of our Constitution? 1. Stock exchanges and futures markets. 2. Protection of wild animals and birds. 3. Forests. 4. Trade unions. 81. The theory of maximum social advantage in public finance was given by 1. Robbins. 2. Musgrave. 3. Findlay. 4. Dalton. 82. Taxes are as certain as the death, because 1. They constitute the major source of government revenue. 2. Government have no other source of revenue. 3. Most PSUs are run inefficiently. 4. Government has its own budget constraints. 83. A tax is said to be regressive when its burden falls 1. Less heavily on the poor than on the rich. 2. More heavily on the poor than on the rich. 3. Equally on the poor as on the rich. 4. None of these. 84. Mixed economy means 1. Promoting both agriculture and industries in the economy. 2. Coexistence of public and private sectors. 3. Coexistence of rich and poor. 4. Coexistence of small and large industries. 85. By whom was the autonomous investment separated from induced investment? 1. Schumpeter. 2. Malthus. 3. Joan Robinson. 4. Adam Smith. 86. When price of a substitute of commodity X falls, the demand for X, 1. Falls. 2. Remains unchanged. 3. Increases at increasing rate. 4. Rises. 87. VAT is imposed, 1. Directly on consumer. 2. On first stage of production. 3. On final stage of production. 4. On all stages between production and sale. 88. The aim of differentiated interest scheme was to provide concessional loans to underscore 1. Weaker section of the society. 2. Public sector industries. 3. Public limited companies. 4. Big exports. 1. Which among the following is not the outcome of decrease in prime lending rate? 1. To raise the bank loan. 2. Decline in saving rate. 3. Decline in productivity. 4. Increased demand of consumer products. 2. The major aim of devaluation is to 1. Encourage imports. 2. Encourage exports. 3. Encourage both exports and imports. 4. Discourage both exports and imports. 3. What is USP in marketing field? 1. Uninterrupted power supply. 2. Universal standards of production. 3. US program based. 4. Exclusive marketing features. 4. When too much money is chasing too few goods, the situation is 1. Deflation. 2. Inflation. 3. Recession. 4. Stagflation. 5. Which of the following groups suffer the most from inflation? 1. Debtors. 2. Creditors. 3. Business class. 4. Holders of real assets. 6. What is narrow money? 1. the sum of currency in circulation and the demand deposits in banks. 2. The sum of MI money and the time deposits. 3. The sum of currency in circulation with the public and the cash reserves held by banks. 4. The market value of the stocks held by all the holders excluding the promoters. 7. The main source of long-term credit for a business unit is 1. Sale of stocks and bonds to the public. 2. Borrowing from banks. 3. Loans from the government. 4. Deposits from the public and financial institutions. 8. Devaluation of money means 1. Decrease in the internal value of money. 2. Decrease in the external value of money. 3. Decrease in both internal and external value of money. 4. The government takes back currency notes of any denominations. 9. Bank rate is that rate on which 1. Any bank lends money to an individual. 2. State Bank of India gives loan to the rural banks. 3. Central Bank of country lends money to the commercial banks. 4. Rural bank gives loan to cooperative societies. 10. Devaluation usually causes the internal prices to 1. Fall. 2. Rise. 3. Remain unchanged. 4. None of the above. 11. Who are the creditors of a corporation? 1. Bondholders. 2. Stockholders. 3. Both bond and stockholders. 4. Holders of preferred stock. 12. The ratio of a bank's cash holdings to its total deposit liabilities is called the 1. Variable reserve ratio. 2. Cash reserve ratio. 3. Statutory liquidity ratio. 4. Minimum reserve ratio. 13. Bank rate is the rate of interest, 1. At which public borrows money from commercial banks. 2. At which public borrows money from RBI. 3. At which commercial banks borrow money from RBI. 4. At which commercial banks borrow money from the public. 14. Which of the following can be used for checking inflation temporarily? 1. Increase in wages. 2. Decrease in money supply. 3. Decrease in taxes. 4. None of these. 15. A commercial bank law creates credit only if it has 1. Cash in the vault. 2. Excess reserves. 3. Permission of Reserve Bank of India. 4. Cooperation of other banks. 16. Dear money means 1. Low rate of interest. 2. High rate of interest. 3. Depression. 4. Inflation. 17. Legal tender money refers to 1. Checks. 2. Drafts. 3. Bill of exchange. 4. Currency notes. 18. Gresham's law means 1. Good money replaces bad money in circulation. 2. Bad money replaces good money in circulation. 3. Good money promotes bad money in the system. 4. Bad money promotes good money in the system. 19. Bull and bear are related to which commercial activity? 1. Banking. 2. E-commerce. 3. International trade. 4. Stock market. 20. The share broker who sells shares in the apprehension of falling prices of shares is called 1. Bull. 2. Dog. 3. Bear. 4. Stag. 21. Devaluation makes import 1. Competitive. 2. Inelastic. 3. Cheaper. 4. Dearer. 22. Gresham's law is related to 1. Consumption and demand. 2. Supply and demand. 3. Circulation of money. 4. Deficit financing. 23. The outcome of devaluation of currency is 1. Increased export and improvement in balance of payment. 2. Increased export and foreign reserve deficiency. 3. Increased import and improvement in balance of payment. 4. Increased export and import. 24. Gresham's law in economics relates to 1. Supply and demand. 2. Circulation of currency. 3. Consumption of supply. 4. Distribution of goods and services. 25. How will a reduction in bank rate affect the availability of credit? 1. Credit will increase. 2. Credit will not increase. 3. Credit will decrease. 4. None of these. 26. Inflation occurs when aggregate supply is 1. More than aggregate demand. 2. Less than aggregate demand. 3. Equal to aggregate demand. 4. None of these. 27. Bank deposits that can be withdrawn without notice are called 1. Account payee deposits. 2. Fixed deposits. 3. Variable deposits. 4. Demand deposits. 28. What does ECS in banking transactions stand for? 1. Excess credit supervisor. 2. Extra cash status. 3. Exchange clearing standard. 4. Electronic clearing service. 29. Foreign currency which has a tendency of quick migration is called 1. Scarce currency. 2. Soft currency. 3. Gold currency. 4. Hot currency. 30. Bank rate refers to the interest rate at which 1. Commercial banks receive deposits from the public. 2. Central bank gives loans to commercial banks. 3. Government loans are floated. 4. Commercial banks grant loans to their customers. 31. Cheap money means 1. Low rates of interest. 2. Low level of saving. 3. Low level of income. 4. Low level of standard of living. 32. When too much money is chasing too few goods, the situation is 1. Deflation. 2. Inflation. 3. Recession. 4. Stagflation. 33. The process of curing inflation by reducing money supply is called 1. Cost push inflation. 2. Demand pull inflation. 3. Disinflation. 4. Reflation. 34. Long-term funds in the capital market can be raised either by borrowing from certain institutions or through 1. Issue of note. 2. Taking loan from government. 3. Issue of securities. 4. Taking loan from foreign institutions. 35. Which one of the following is a developmental expenditure? 1. Irrigation expenditure. 2. Civil administration. 3. Debt services. 4. Grant, in, aid. 36. Green banking means 1. Development of forestry by banks. 2. Financing of environmental friendly projects by banks. 3. Financing of irrigation projects by banks. 4. None of the above. 37. Which one of the following statements is correct? 1. Good money drives bad money out of circulation. 2. Bad money drives good money out of circulation. 3. Good and bad money cannot circulate together. 4. Cannot say. 38. Devaluation of currency leads to 1. Expansion of export trade. 2. Contraction of import trade. 3. Expansion of import substitution. 4. All of the above. 39. Full convertibility of a rupee means 1. Purchase of foreign exchange for rupees freely. 2. Payment for imports in terms of rupees. 3. Repayment of loans in terms of rupees. 4. Determination of rate of exchange between rupee and foreign currencies freely by the market forces of demand and supply. 40. The term stagflation refers to a situation where 1. Growth has no relation with the change in prices. 2. Rate of growth and prices both are decreasing. 3. Rate of growth in faster than the rate of price increase. 4. Rate of growth is slower than the rate of price increase. 41. During periods of inflation, tax rates should 1. Increase. 2. Decrease. 3. Remain constant. 4. Fluctuate. 42. Cheap money means 1. Low rate of interest. 2. Low level of savings. 3. Low level income. 4. Excess of black money. 43. When there is an official change in the exchange rate of domestic currency, then it is called 1. Appreciation. 2. Depreciation. 3. Revaluation. 4. Deflation. 44. Inflation redistributes income and wealth in favor of 1. Pensioners, 2. Poor, 3. Middle class, 4. Rich, 45. Which one of the following is not a function of the central bank in an economy? 1. Dealing with foreign exchange, 2. Controlling monetary policy, 3. Controlling government spending, 4. Acting as a banker's bank, 46. In a period of inflation and price rise, the supply of money remains 1. The same, 2. Increases, 3. Decreases, 4. Increases or decreases proportionately. 47. Under flexible exchange rate system, the exchange rate is determined by 1. The central bank of the country, 2. The forces of demand and supply in the foreign exchange market, 3. The price of gold, 4. The purchasing power of currencies, 48. Bank rate is the rate of interest, 1. At which public borrows money from commercial bank, 2. At which public borrows money from RBI, 3. At which commercial banks borrow money from RBI, 4. At which commercial banks borrow money from public, 49. A currency having a falling exchange rate due to continuing balance of payments deficit is called a 1. Soft currency, 2. Hard currency, 3. Scarce currency, 4. Surplus currency, 50. A speculator who enters into a purchase transaction with a view to sell in the near future when the price would have risen is called a 1. Bear, 2. Bull, 3. Bison, 4. Boar, 51. The smaller the cash reserve ratio, the scope for lending by banks is 1. Greater, 2. Smaller, 3. Weaker, 4. Lesser, 52. For channeling the unaccounted money for productive purposes, the government introduced the scheme of 1. Special bearer bonds, 2. Resurgent India bonds, 3. Provident funds, 4. Market loans, 53. Funds which flow into a country to take advantage of favorable rates of interest in that country is called 1. Cold money, 2. Black money, 3. Hot money, 4. White money, 54. Legal tender money is 1. Accepted only by government, 2. Accepted by people and government as per the law, 3. Not accepted for business purposes by law, 4. Not accepted by government, 55. Commercial banks create credit, 1. On the basis of their securities, 2. On the basis of their assets, 3. On the basis of their reserve fund, 4. On the basis of their deposits, 56. Bank money refers to 1. Currency notes, 2. Coins, 3. Gold bullions, 4. Checks, 57. A speculator who sells stocks, in order to buy back when price falls, for gain is a 1. Bull, 2. Bear, 3. Boar, 4. Bison, 58. Inflation can be checked by 1. Increasing exports, 2. Increasing money supply, 3. Increasing government expenditure, 4. Decreasing money supply, 59. Bad money will drive out good money from circulation. This is known as 1. Engel's law, 2. Gresham's law, 3. Say law, 4. Wagner's law, 60. If the central bank wants to encourage an increase in the supply of money and decrease in the cost of borrowing money, it should 1. Lower cash reserve ratio, 2. Raise discount rates, 3. Sell government securities, 4. All of the above, 61. Regulated markets aim at the development of the marketing structure to 1. Widen the price spread between the producer and the consumer, 2. Narrow down the price spread between the producer and the consumer, 3. Increase the non-functional margins of the traders, 4. Maximize the non-functional margins of the commission agents, 62. Stagflation is a situation of 1. Stagnation and deflation, 2. Stagnation and recession, 3. Stagnation and inflation, 4. Stagnation and recovery, 63. Which one of the following is an example of optional money? 1. Currency note, 2. Coins, 3. Check, 4. Bond, 64. Money is an example of 1. Sunk capital, 2. Floating capital, 3. Concrete capital, 4. Social capital, 65. Deflation is a situation in which 1. The value of money is falling. 2. The price of goods is increasing. 3. The value of money is increasing. 4. The price level is stagnant. 66. Stagflation refers to a situation which is characterized by 1. Stagnant employment and deflation, 2. Deflation and rising unemployment, 3. Inflation and rising employment. 4. Inflation and rising unemployment, 67. Which one is not a function of money? 1. Transfer of value, 2. Store of value, 3. Price stabilization, 4. Value measurement, 68. Inflation is caused by 1. Increase in money supply and decrease in production, 2. Increase in money supply, 3. Increase in production, 4. Decrease in production, 69. Variation in cash reserve ratio and open market operations are instruments of 1. Budgetary policy, 2. Trade policy, 3. Fiscal policy, 4. Monetary policy, 70. The purpose of devaluation is to 1. Belittle foreign currencies, 2. Encourage exports, 3. Discourage exports, 4. Encourage import, 71. Who benefits the most during the inflationary period? 1. Corporate servants, 2. Creditors, 3. Entrepreneurs, 4. Government servants, 72. Pegging up of a currency means fixing the value of a currency, 1. At a constant level, 2. At a lower level, 3. At a higher level, 4. Leaving it to market forces, 73. Which of the following is not helpful in controlling money supply? 1. Free market policy, 2. CRR, 3. Bank rate, 4. Change in margin requirement, 74. Which term is not related to banking? 1. CRR, 2. NEER, 3. SLR, 4. Fixed deposits, 75. Capital market deals with 1. Short-term fund, 2. Long-term fund, 3. Cash, 4. Both long and short-term funds, 76. Debenture holders of a company are its 1. Shareholders, 2. Creditors, 3. Debtors, 4. Directors, 77. The terms bull and bear are associated with 1. Banking, 2. Foreign trade, 3. Stock market, 4. Internet trade, 78. A currency whose exchange rate is influenced by the government is a/n, 1. Unmanaged currency, 2. Managed currency, 3. Scarce currency, 4. Surplus currency, 79. What does the letter E denotes in the term E, banking? 1. Essential banking, 2. Economic banking, 3. Electronic banking, 4. Expansion banking, 80. The cash reserve ratio is a tool of 1. Monetary policy, 2. Tax policy, 3. Agricultural policy, 4. Fiscal policy, 81. The major objective of monetary policy is to 1. Increase government's tax revenue, 2. Revamp the public distribution system, 3. Promote economic growth with price stability, 4. Weed out corruption in the economy, 82. The rate of tax increase as the amount of the tax base increases is called 1. Proportional tax, 2. Progressive tax, 3. Regressive tax, 4. Digressive tax, 83. Money market is a market for 1. Short-term fund, 2. Long-term fund, 3. Negotiable instruments, 4. Sale of shares, 84. Mudra Bank has been launched to help 1. Small business, 2. Marginal farmers, 3. Poor women, 4. Rural sector, 85. If a country devalues its currency, its 1. Exports become cheaper and imports become costlier, 2. Exports become costlier and imports become cheaper. 3. Exports value is equivalent to imports value, 4. No effect on exports and imports, 86. Residex is associated with 1. Share prices, 2. Price inflation, 3. Mutual fund prices, 4. Land prices, 87. Open market operations refer to underscore 1. Borrowings by scheduled banks from RBI, 2. Lending by commercial banks to industry, 3. Purchase and sale of government securities by RBI, 4. Deposit mobilization, 88. Smart money term is used for 1. Credit card, 2. Internet banking, 3. e-banking, 4. Cash with, 89. Which of the following brings out the Consumer Price Index number for industrial workers? 1. RBI, 2. The Labor Bureau, 3. Commerce Department, 4. NITIIG, 90. Green banking means 1. Banks financing agriculture, 2. Banks financing irrigation projects, 3. Banks financing farmers, 4. Banks financing pro-environmental projects, 91. Saving is that portion of money income that is 1. Spent for development of industries, 2. Not spent on consumption, 3. Spent on health and education, 4. Spent for consumer durables, 92. What is the role of ombudsman in a bank? 1. To provide quality and speedy redressal of grievances of customers. 2. To provide suggestions for innovative schemes in the banks. 3. To inspect the internal working of the branches. 4. To monitor the poverty alleviation programs undertaken by or implemented by the bank. 1.
சன் ஜட்ஜஸ் ஆதி பொது அறிவு சேனலை பார்த்த அனைவருக்கும் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். அடுத்த வீடியோவில் சந்திப்போம்.